I'm Molly.
Welcome to Friends at Gameology, hosted by MoonlightCrew.com.
Reviews for science.
In 7 minutes or less. Pathfinder adventure card game. This is a base set, but not the base set. This is Skull and Shackles. So it is a standalone base set released after the original. Now, Pathfinder card game has a little bit to do with the Pathfinder RPG in that you are doing skill checks and you're rolling these dice constantly to see if you can meet or exceed the check that you've been given. The general flow of the game is that you're trying to beat the scenario before time runs out, and that's the time is beginning of every turn you flip over a blessing card, and when it gets to the end, you need to have already finished the scenario. The scenarios will tell you which locations to use, and then the locations will tell you what types of cards to put into them. So these aren't totally correct here, but I've put it out so that as we visit this location, every time you go and explore, you'll flip up a card, and then we'll have a check to see if you can try to defeat it or not. And so they'll say you need to use your intelligence or your craft, and you have to beat a skill of 5. So let's take a look at our characters. We've got Jarell here. Jarell is a female half-elf swashbuckler. Does she even have craft, intelligence or craft?
She has intelligence, a D4.
D4. So that's a problem. It's a 4, and this needs a 5. And so you'll maybe you could just, purposely fail it, or you could use
a blessing
to add another die roll or whatnot. And so as you go through and explore these locations, you'll come up with armor and spells, and there are weapons like these cool daggers and whips and cutlasses and falcatas.
More armor. Cool items.
You got nautical charts and spyglasses, and it's really a pirate theme. In fact, you're trying to kill the big bad, the villain, along with his henchmen. And the henchmen, we've got hammerhead sharks and enemy ships and all sorts of monsters. Simplicity versus complexity.
This game has a lot of different cards. I would say it's pretty complex in the setup alone. Actual gameplay is probably not too difficult. But the cards themselves, there's so many cards. There's items, armor, weapons. And you have to put the right ones in the right thing for the different scenarios. So there's so much going on with the setup. The setup is intense. But the actual gameplay is pretty easy. You go to a location, and you explore it, and you deal with whatever happens there. Lots of card text, but you're only dealing with one card at a time. So actual gameplay, not too much. A lot of setup, though.
Yeah, this is a pretty simple game to play. There are several locations, and you need to close all of them. And if you find the one with the villain, he'll jump to an open location, so that you still have to,
Yeah, you can't even
out.
fight him.
Well, you can fight him because he can still kill you.
Oh.
It's a simple game to play, as Molly said.
You can't beat him.
Luck versus strategy.
I don't even know where to begin. Luck. I say this is a heavy amount of luck in this game. And the strategy, guessing correctly, I don't know if there is. Is there strategy going to the same location? Because you can't even really interact with your other players. Because it's a co-op game, right? You're all trying to work together. And all you can do is add blessing cards sometimes. So maybe if you know the villain's there, you all go there. Or you strategically plan to close the other locations. I don't know. I would say it's a good amount of luck based on what cards come out. And like Tom said, do I even have the trait that I need? Oh, no? Okay, well, I lose.
I'm rolling a D4.
Yeah, right? So
I think this game is super luck. It's not just the die rolls, but then it's that randomness. If I look here and it says I need to have a strength check, and it's like, oh, thank goodness I do have strength, and it's a D6, but the check is an 8.
Yeah.
So I can't do it by myself. There's not even a possibility. I have to have this other card in my hand, or someone else does, and it just starts being very random as to whether or not you even have what you need, and then what are you going to roll?
Yeah.
You could roll a 1 still, and so I find that this does have a lot of random luck to it.
Yeah.
Fun versus boring. I unfortunately find this game to be super boring. We have played several times, and the length of time that goes on between those times is huge.
Yeah.
Because no one wants to play it. Like, man, I tell you what, I was excited for it. It sounded so cool, and we played both base sets, and I've played different characters, and it tries to be thematic. You have a female half-elf swashbuckler, and so she gets different starting decks than, say, the halfling bard or whatnot.
Gunslinger, yeah.
But man, it's just so boring. Like, you flip a card, do you get it? Yes, add it to your deck. Did you not get it? No. It goes away. No big deal. Just keep going. It's just so boring. Like, there's no tension in this game. As I play it, I just want to lose so we can stop. And I mean, that's bad,
That's bad.
especially
That's
in a co-op
bad.
because you want other people around you to have a good
Yeah.
time. But like, I can't even feel like they're having a good time. I don't know what it is because a lot of people like this game.
Yes.
And when I don't like a game, I can say, but if you're into this type of game, you'd like it. But I don't even know what type of game this is that someone would like it. It's just so boring. I don't find a lot of fun in this game.
So I tend to be of the same mind in this game. I feel maybe people who are more familiar with the RPG really like the lore and the fact that you don't have to make up your character. And so because it has it all for you, but it's the same thing. You're doing the exact same thing, except there's not necessarily a dungeon per se. There's just different locations. So maybe that's what it is. But I wanted to be excited, just like Tom said. I wanted to. It was awesome. Halflings, oracles, elves, all the fantasy things that I love. I wanted to be excited, but it just didn't perform.
On the Board Game Geek rating scale, I would give this a 2 or a 3, and I'm probably leaning a 2. I feel harsh, but I just never want to play it. It's so boring to me.
I might give it a 3.5, maybe 4. I don't know. Yeah. So, whenever we get to multiples of 500 subscribers, we give away a free glitter painting of your favorite superhero icon. So subscribe now.
Because it could be you that wins.
Pathfinder adventure card game Skull and Shackles. We've presented the evidence.
You be the judge.